Have you ever wondered how different cultures celebrate their New Year? While many of us may eagerly await the stroke of midnight on December 31st, it's fascinating to realize that not everyone rings in the New Year on January 1st. Some, like the Chinese, celebrate based on lunar cycles, while others follow a completely different calendar. Take the Islamic community, for instance. Their New Year doesn't follow the Gregorian calendar we're accustomed to. Interestingly, the Islamic New Year doesn't coincide with January 1st. So when is it celebrated then? The Islamic New Year, also known as Hijri New Year, is a unique celebration with deep historical roots. It's not just about the passing of time or the beginning of a new year, but it carries a profound historical significance that is deeply rooted in the Islamic tradition. To understand this, we need to go back to the 7th century, during the time of Prophet Muhammad. The Prophet, along with his followers, made a significant journey, migrating from the city of Mecca to Medina. This event is known as the Hijra, and it marked a pivotal point in Islamic history, leading to the establishment of the first Muslim community, based on Islamic teachings and laws. This momentous event is so significant that it marks the beginning of the Islamic calendar, known as the Hijri calendar. Unlike the Gregorian calendar, which is solar, the Hijri calendar is lunar. This means that each new Islamic year falls on a different date in the Gregorian calendar, and it's not celebrated with fireworks or countdowns as with the Gregorian New Year. The first day of the Islamic New Year is observed on the first day of Muharram, the first month in the Islamic calendar. It's a day of reflection, prayer, and remembrance, rather than a day of revelry. Thus, the Islamic New Year is a reflection of a significant historical event, and not just a celebration of the passing of time. So, what are the key points to remember about the Islamic New Year? Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. The Islamic New Year, unlike the globally recognized New Year, is historically significant and deeply rooted in the Islamic culture. It's associated with the lunar calendar, which differs from the solar calendar that most of us are familiar with. This means the Islamic New Year falls on the first day of Muharram, the first month in the Islamic calendar, and not on January 1st. The Islamic New Year is not typically marked with grand celebrations or fireworks, but is instead a time for reflection, remembrance, and prayer. It holds a poignant place in the hearts of many in the Islamic community. In the end, whether it's January 1st or the first day of Muharram, every new year brings the hope of a fresh start and new opportunities.